Hamilton, now at Ferrari, dares to dream of a record 8th F1 world title. The Tifosi will be hoping the Brits can bring glory back to Italy. To many, Ferrari and Formula One are inseparable. They're the only team in the sport today to have competed in the first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history, and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and him over there, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Man United? I mean,
it's Route 1, isn't it? It's Route 1. Trent is on his way back to Anfield to face Liverpool in the Champions League. Liverpool fans, a few questions tonight. You looking forward to this? What kind of reception will he get? Apparently he's struggling. He's not doing too well there. Elsewhere, Newcastle got a monster draw in their return to Europe. Looks like they finally landed themselves a striker. Does that mean now that you can let Isak go? He's out of his prison sentence. Newcastle fans, get involved. 03717 22 33 Spurs, the mighty Spurs, are back in the Champions League.
Don't make me laugh.
Got a decent draw as well. We're going to talk through that. We'll build up to the weekend's action. Bit of midnight train, loads to go at. Get involved in the show. We can't do it without you. 03717 22 33
Hello, matey.
How are you? You good?
I'm good. I'm well. Very well indeed. Looking at the draw of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Massive, some huge games. Huge games in there, Jay.
You've got some toughies, Chelsea.
Yeah, some biggies. We won it twice, mate. Don't talk about toughies.
Well, yeah, well, you got Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
Yeah, we beat you. We're not Barcelona
Atlanta,
out in Champions League semi-final, mate.
Benfica,
yeah, we beat
side.
Bayern Munich in the final.
I mean, Napoli, unbelievable side.
Yeah. Club World Champions, mate. Don't fear anyone.
Mighty Spurs, mate. Good, decent draw we've got. Good draw. Good draw.
Go on.
See you in the knockout stages. Actually, I don't think you'll get there.
Okay, I mean, honestly, is this where you're going?
It's a good draw, mate. We've drew with PSG already. Borussia Dortmund, we brushed them aside. Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, Bodo Glimt.
Well, you and them know one another very well, honestly. You and Bodo Glimt, honestly. You'll be shaking hands with fans. All right, mate, I saw you I saw you last season.
I'm happy with that, mate. I'm happy.
Mate, listen, you're just so happy to be there. It's a journey, and it's like, oh, we're in the Champions League. You lot, you Spurs fans, we travel around, we're in the Champions League. We go there to win it. You lot are just happy to be there. You're part of the furniture. You rock up. You're happy just to be the footstool of the Champions League, right? We're the dining table. That's who we are.
You're the dining table.
You're a footstool. You're just one of those little things you walk into a room in the Champions League. You walk around and go, God, the size of that dining table. Look at that. Mahogany. Well, those two big trophies at the end. At the end of the table, down below, there's a little footstool. There's the Europa League sat there. And he goes, who's that? You go, it's Spurs? It's them. That's what it is.
European champions, mate. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to start with today's Champions League draw, which was live on today's Drive show. Let's take a listen to how it all went down.
Slams it in to ensure that Liverpool's nerves will no longer jangle.
Real Madrid have got to go to Anfield.
So that means Trent will be back at Anfield.
Yes.
Haaaaas! Manchester City, and it is a sublime goal!
I almost feel like with Manchester City with their draws, it doesn't really matter who they draw. And every season, I almost fall for that trick. Well, I think, it doesn't really matter who they got.
Arsenal 2, Real Madrid 0. Declan Rice at the double.
Some tough away games, but generally I don't think that's too bad for Arsenal at all.
Chelsea become the first team in history to win the full set of European trophies.
When I saw Barca, it's like, Barca at home? Oh, come on. That's proper Champions League football. And that's what this new format has done.
What a fantastic season this has been for Newcastle. Champions League football, Carabao Cup.
They've got to go to the Parc des Princes, they've got to go to the Bayer Arena to face Leverkusen, they've got to go to the Velodrome to take on Marseille. So some belters in there.
Tottenham currently fourth bottom in the Premier League. They'll be in the Champions League next season.
I think they'll look at that list and think some fun games, but we can absolutely go through.
Yeah, some massive games coming up in the Champions League. You mentioned Barcelona at home, Chelsea. Good game there. I remember that one. Was that the one Iniesta scored in the last minute?
Yeah, that's one of them. But the thing is,
The
right...
one that knocked you out?
No, the thing is, right, we've got history of Barcelona, and Barcelona are one of the most successful sides, of course, in Europe. The thing is, we've got history with them. What's your history of Barcelona?
What do you mean? It's a nice city. It's a good city, mate.
No history.
I
Don't know what it's like to play in the Champions League. Have you ever played in the Champions League against Barcelona? Have you ever played against Real Madrid in the Champions League?
Yeah, we have.
Have you?
Yeah, Peter Crouch scored.
How'd you get on?
I think we won.
You beat Real Madrid.
I think we actually did.
What happened the rest of the campaign?
I can't remember, but we actually did do all right.
Did he get sent off?
Who? Crouch?
Crouch.
Yeah, he might have done. But we did play against them. We did do all right.
Anyway, the point I'm making...
See, you tried to shut me down,
No.
and I've come back with facts.
Yeah, but you've not won it.
You ain't won the
I'm
Champions
coming
League.
back with more facts.
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
So basically, the relationship that we have with Barcelona,
Let's not put you. Like, sorry, Jace. I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut you down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, I can't put you in the criteria of Barcelona.
You can.
No, you can't.
So we knocked them out with 10 men.
No, I know, but you had a little period of doing all right because you had an unbelievable side because you bought it, for £1 billion, right? But let's not get over history. Barcelona are a massive royalty football club in world football.
Yep.
Chelsea are not that. So stop saying that you're on the dining table with Barcelona and Real Madrid. You're not.
No, well, listen.
Liverpool are.
Yeah, Liverpool royalty, yeah. Real Madrid, but I'll give it all that, right? But, we give these teams, not only that, right? We knocked them out a couple of times, mate, in their own backyard. 10 men.
Well done.
Ramirez with that little chip. Then Torres goes up the other end. Messi missing a penalty. I can relive it all, matey. Then we go to the final. We got them as well. We got Bayern Munich. What happened in 2012? Our trophy, our city.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Shut them up as well. So look, it's what we do, matey. And apparently, I just wanted to make this point, Chelsea were given a new award today, the only team in history to win every single tournament they've ever been in. And Gianfranco, what's your name?
That's because you're garbage and you was in the Conference League. You're not going to see Barcelona and Real Madrid in it. So you can't. I mean, it's not something to be proud of. Oh, well done. You won the Club World Cup.
Club World
that
Cup.
No one give a monkeys
Did
about.
we beat the final?
You can't say you're the best team in the world.
No, best club. Best club.
3 of the best teams in Europe weren't in it.
Best club in the world.
They weren't in it.
It's not my fault.
All right, but they weren't in it.
Neither were Italy when they won the European Championship. They won the World Cup. Whose fault's that?
Like, just calm down a bit.
Do you know what I love? I love the anger.
It's just, you know.
Well, get in it then.
You're putting Chelsea on a pedestal, mate. You're not at the top table.
The only team.
You're not at the top table.
The only team.
Probably just you're on table 1.
Yeah.
All right, but you're not on the top table.
The only team in history to ever win everything.
Because you're garbage. Look, one of the big talking points from the draw today, Trent going back to Anfield. He probably thinks, for crying out loud, he's had a bit of a tough start, I think, at Real Madrid. But what do you make of that?
I can't wait, matey. Honestly, football has this
a great game,
incredible way of writing its own stories. And again, you look at the amount of times we've seen over the years where players go back and either haunt the team or the fans laugh and jeer and so on and so forth. Liverpool away for Real Madrid. Can't wait. And I've said this before, Liverpool fans booing him when he's wearing your shirt is an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Terrible, terrible fans that booed him. Now he's got a Real Madrid shirt on. Boo him all you like. He ain't your man.
No.
Ain't your man. Boo him. And I can't wait to see that game because the narrative around it is, of course, Trent. That is...
Well, he ain't playing at the moment. Carvalhal's back and he's back in the team, I think.
He might not get in the team.
I don't know if he's going to play. Carvalhal, obviously, he's got himself back fit. So Trent might be sat on the bench and that'd be a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Well...
Look, it is what it is. He's playing for the biggest
team.
Who
knows? Who knows what will happen, mate?
But look, loads to go at. Some big results heading our way. PSG, Tottenham, Borussia Dortmund. As well, I've just got to put it out there. Isak now, he is potentially on his way out because Newcastle, they got a brilliant draw as well. They got Barcelona, PSG, Benfica, Leverkusen. They got some really good sides. So look, they got a brilliant draw. It looks like they're going to sign this centre forward. And do you think they allow Isak to go?
Don't know, mate. It's impossible to say because we all know about the Wilson situation. They've not replaced him. To replace him at this late stage in the window, their transfer dealings this summer has been an absolute shambles. Honestly, it has. They knew Wilson was going months ago. To find themselves now only replacing him, they need at least one more, minimum.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. Unless Liverpool come back with an offer that they literally cannot turn down and feel that they might be able to get through until January. That might be their thinking. I know Gordon suspended for his ridiculous challenge on Van Dijk on earlier in the week. I don't know. That depends what Liverpool offer. It might be one of those, take it now, it doesn't come back. 120, 130 plus add-ons might be enough for them to go, we'll take the bait now, and then we'll try and survive until January when the window opens again and maybe go in the market there. Hard to tell, mate.
It's hard to tell, but I think they need to just let him go, right, Newcastle?
Look, I've said it all
Get the centre forward that you go, look, he looks like a really young, fantastic player.
Yeah, I mean...
Isak don't want to be here, let him go.
No, I would, for the benefit of everyone, Eddie Howe has dealt with this as best as he possibly can. They played really well against Liverpool in the week, really well. But the injuries, suspensions... And then the fact they don't have a centre forward now, I just think the narrative is going to be continued around Isak. Is he staying? Is he going? And of course, if he doesn't go in this window, inevitably the conversation will continue going into November, December when the window opens in, 3 months' time, 2 months' time, depending where we are.
Yeah.
I would cut ties now. I'd say move on, get as much as you can. But it tends what Liverpool offer.
All right, get your calls in. You can have your say on that as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked by Besiktas. Would Man United take him back? Get rid of Amorim?
No.
Ole at the wheel?
No.
Well, you need a stopgap.
It's not happening, mate.
Right, hold on. What do you mean it's not happening?
It's not happening.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a Man United legend. He didn't actually do that bad at Man United. He's done all right.
No, he didn't. But
if you're going to sack Amorim and you're going to bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for... 6 months stopgap, fill in. He's just been sacked. He's there. He's free. I don't know, Man United fans, would you take that? Because I think right now, Amorim is done.
That doesn't mean that Ollie's the answer either.
No, Ollie's... but not long term, but you need a manager. Would you take Ollie as interim manager again?
Well, I asked them. I think it's a ridiculous answer.
Why is it ridiculous? Why is it ridiculous?
Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer proved that he wasn't good enough, proved that that's not the answer. Now, the fact that Ruben Amorim is struggling and looks like he's out of his depth doesn't mean that Ollie's the answer. Surely they... I don't know what the answer is for United, by the way. I don't know what that is. If they don't beat Burnley at the weekend, if they don't beat them, I don't know where he goes, mate. International break, it can be a graveyard for managers. Their first international break. I seem to remember Brendan Rodgers. It might have been this window when then Klopp came in. It was around that time. But the first international break, mate, managers go, oh, God, it's coming. Potter must be thinking something similar as well. There must be. There's that. That's the first one where they've got that 2-week spell to make their decision and then bring a new manager in and then they start again.
Do you think talkSPORT have that convo? International break. Who can we let go? Cundy?
May have gone through something.
Been here a while. International break's coming up.
I'm out for a second testimonial.
Can we think about... Can we move him on?
Pension me off.
Can we offer him redundancy? Is it an option?
Mate, they can pension me off, mate, but no, not yet.
All right, get your calls in. Liverpool fans, I want to hear from you. Trent coming back to Anfield. Obviously, he's going to be a huge talking point. Will you give him a decent reception? Did do great things for you. Man United fans, I've got to ask you, would you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He's just been sacked. Ruben Amorim's out of his depth. Would you have him back for 6 months? 03 717 22 33 44. Yeah, you're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We have our new feature, The Scarves Are Off, where we put two fans head-to-head. Today, it's going to be Liverpool versus Arsenal. We'll do that at 11. We want to hear from Man United fans. Solskjaer is back on the market. Would you go back to him? We talked about Sean Dyche on last night's show, and Cundy actually said that Sean Dyche ain't a bad shout.
I don't think it's a bad shout, mate. Where United are...
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a better suited manager to Man United than Sean Dyche.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Sean Dyche is a better manager.
No, he's a better manager, but I'm talking about being suited to Man United.
Man United right now are an absolute disgrace of a football club from top to bottom. They're a mess. Wherever you look at Manchester United, whatever part you look at, you can't say any of it's functioning. It's a dysfunctional family. Right now, everyone, it's a little bit like, you see these dysfunctional families on these reality TV shows, right? No, it's true.
Yeah.
You go in there and there's a three-year-old over there.
What are you talking about?
Screaming and crying, and you bring in like the nanny, super nanny, whatever it's called, right? They need a super nanny. You know when you've seen these shows?
What are you on about?
They come in. The whole club, it's dysfunctional. And the big rat has got a lot to answer for as well, right? Yeah. The big rat hasn't helped at all. They brought in a manager that didn't want to be there at that particular time when he joined. He said, from what we know, I don't want to join until the summer. No, you come now or never. Right. So they got him in a headlock, brought him in. I'm going to play 3 at the back. Yeah, fine. Yeah, man. And then the squad is not built for what he wants to do, or certainly wasn't built at the time. They've had a transfer window. Nothing's improved. It's dysfunctional.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows the club. Get him back in.
Oh, he knows the club, does he? Steve Bruce knows the club. Roy Keane knows the club. Why don't you go 3 back? See what happens then.
Tell you what, it's not a bad little team, that.
It's a good team, actually.
It's a good little...
It's not bad.
That'll put them in shape.
That
Roy Keane in there.
Dysfunctional club, that, wasn't it?
Bit of Ollie.
That's not bad. Shower trio gone back. Steve
Trio.
Bruce, Ollie and Keno.
It's not bad.
I'd like to see that as an experiment. You know that.
Let's go to Deck. He's a Man United fan. He's phoned us up. Right, Deck?
Right, Deck.
How you doing, mate?
All right, Deck. How are you?
Yeah, great, mate. Great. Just in sunny Torquay.
Oh, lovely.
It's raining.
Typical Man United fan.
No, the hotel that was
yeah
that was built around what's it called, 40 Towers, right?
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's called the Grosvenor. Oh no, the 40 Towers. No, it's knocked down.
Is it?
But it's called
In the conversation, it's been knocked down.
Yeah.
It'll still be there.
No, but it was knocked down about 3 years ago.
Was it?
Torquay's lovely. I love a bit of Torquay.
Do you? What do you like about it?
Well, it feels like you're on holiday, but you're not. Do you know what I mean?
No, I've never been there.
You've never been to Torquay?
I've been to Torquay, mate.
What are you on about?
I've been to Torquay, Jay.
Why?
I've been to Cornwall.
Yeah, but that's basically Torquay.
I know, but I've not been that far down. It's quite deep down there, isn't it? If England was
yeah,
it's in the foot of England, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just round the corner from Exeter.
Round the corner.
Round the corner. Deck, I've got to talk to you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked by Besiktas. Would you have him back?
Yeah. And I've got reasons for it.
Go on.
And it'll make you think. So when he was at United before, right, he had the best start, didn't he? He had he went on a
10 on the bounce or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best start ever. He broke loads of records. He had the PSG match, which was amazing. But the season, I think we finished second, right? And then after that, we were going all summer about signing Sancho. And then we got him, right? And then what happens? Ronaldo was meant to be going to City, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, but then he comes to United. Yeah. Now, we thought adding Sancho to the demographic of the team that finished second the season before would have just took us up that next level. Yeah. But Ronaldo comes in. Now, it was impossible. Every Man United supporter is always going to say yes to him coming back. Every single one. Right. But as soon as he comes through the door, the demographic of the team, they just didn't play the way they did the season before. You know, Ronaldo wasn't happy either with the facilities and everything about it.
Yeah.
Solskjaer could never leave him on the bench. You know, all these things, he wasn't scoring his free kicks, but he was always chosen every week. Now, because of the Ronaldo sort of thing, everything went to pot, basically. And the team didn't play like they were with the freedom the season before. And then what happens? Solskjaer gets sacked. Yeah,
Right.
But if Ronaldo didn't come back, it's between a rock and a hard place, Solskjaer. But if he didn't come back, then I think Solskjaer would have probably challenged to win it that season.
Challenge to win what?
I think he would have won the Premier League that season when Ronaldo did come back. If Ronaldo didn't come back, I think Solskjaer could have won it that season with Sancho coming in and having the freedom, and the other players playing as well as they did the season before.
Deck.
Yeah.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Well, think about it.
No, I have thought about it.
Think about the season before.
Deck.
Think about what, right? Ronaldo comes back, yeah, and literally, Solskjaer didn't, he just didn't have, he can't leave Ronaldo out of the team. But Ronaldo comes in, he scored the goals, yeah, but
We got 18 goals that season.
Yeah, but the team didn't perform as well as they did before the season before because they had confidence, and whereas Ronaldo comes in, and then the whole setup changes, and everyone's got to pass to Ronaldo. Everything's aimed around Ronaldo. It's a team effort, not a Ronaldo team.
So it's Ronaldo's fault that you didn't win the title that year?
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. The team demographic, he should have come in and it should have enhanced the team, but it didn't.
I don't think Solskjaer's a bad shout, mate. I really don't think he's a bad shout.
It's a terrible shout. Honestly.
Man United can't really get any worse right now. Ruben Amorim's a disaster. It's a disaster.
No.
So you've got to find something, right?
Deck.
Yeah.
So you want Solskjaer back, yes? Is that what you're saying?
If Amorim goes, then I'm not saying sack Amorim. Obviously,
well, let's say he's sacked, right? For the sake of this conversation, he's sacked, right? You lose 3-0 at home to Burnley at the weekend. Then you got an international break. He's sacked. You're in charge. You're the big rat now, right?
Yeah.
You're the big deck. Who are you bringing in?
Yeah. Well, Solskjaer. I'll bring Solskjaer in here straight away.
Okay.
1,000,000%.
1,000,000%? Even got 1,000,000%?
They need a stopgap manager. They made this mistake. They made this mistake with Amorim. They made this mistake with Amorim.
A stopgap's the last thing they need.
No, that's not. That's.
They need stopgap. Okay, how long's the stopgap?
Till
when?
Till the end of the season.
And it's only just started.
Yeah, I know, but Amorim's a disaster.
You can't have a stopgap 3 games in.
You
can't.
No.
It's 35 games left, Jay.
Yeah, okay.
Stopgap.
Grimsby.
You lost to Grimsby.
Grimsby.
They had this situation.
Grimsby.
September, or was it November 1st? They sacked.
Don't say stopgap.
They sacked the manager and they brought in Amorim, right?
Jay, don't say stopgap.
It's a stopgap manager.
It's not a stopgap.
It is.
35 games are left.
Solskjaer is not a bad shout.
It's a terrible shout.
You can bring him in. You can calm.
I know you can bring him in.
You can calm everything down.
What's he calming down?
Yeah.
Well, he's calming down the fire that's going on at Man United. Puts out a few flames.
He'll watch penalties. He won't be playing chess while the game's on.
You know, they'll go back to playing a system that is, there'll be a bit more front forward press. Go back to a back four. I genuinely don't think he's the worst shout ever. He could be. He is available. He's just been sacked.
Stopgap. How long? Okay, let me ask you this:
was he the worst Man United manager you've ever seen? Because right now, Ruben Amorim is. So they can't be any worse.
Yeah.
And how many managers are out there?
But you can't use that as an example to say you can't get any worse, therefore we've got to go. Solskjaer was a terrible manager.
He wasn't terrible.
He was, mate.
He wasn't that bad.
Those games, Deck, you're talking about, the first 10 games, if you look back over those fixtures, they were all winnable, right? And what happened was Jose had left this toxic football club behind with a massive cloud over it, right? It was almost impossible for him not to fail. Those 10 games you're talking about, I remember them really well. They were easy, winnable games, all right? Yet there were times you look back...
Beat PSG.
They got beat Everton 3-0 away.
Okay, but they're not... no game's an easy game, Jace. Don't sit here and say every game's an easy game. Man United just got beat by Grimsby.
I'm not saying... Listen, don't talk...
Like, come on. Give Ollie some credit. He come in...
No, listen.
And he got off to a fly. All right, it didn't... things changed. But there were, I'll make him right a little bit with a Ronaldo one. I don't think you can blame Ronaldo. It did change the dynamic,
can I ask you this,
dynamic
as
of
well,
the side.
Right? You're blaming Ronaldo. Who picked Ronaldo?
Yeah, but he had to, didn't he?
We didn't have to. He ain't got to do anything, mate.
You can't.
Yes, he
you
did.
can't bring
He
in.
had
You
to.
can't,
So,
you
hold
can't
on.
bring in Ronaldo and not.
Would Sir Alex have picked him? He didn't think it was the right thing to do.
Sir Alex would have played.
No, he wouldn't have.
Sir Alex would have played Ronaldo.
I don't think he would have if he in the form he was at United the second time.
Do you know what? Right.
But
I hope you bring that Ollie. Actually, I hope you do it.
I don't think it's the worst. I don't think it's the worst shout. I really don't. I really don't think it's the worst shout. As you said, they was under a massive cloud with Mourinho. Ollie come in. He done all right. Man United have got some good players. They've signed Mbuemo, Cunha, Sesko. Like they've actually got some good players.
Sean Dyche is a better shout than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No,
and I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that hill.
Nick, listen, mate, thanks for your call. Let's go to David. He's a Man United fan. Dave.
Yes.
How are you, Dave? You good?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. You doing good?
Yeah, we're all right, mate. I'm obviously, look, with loads to go at tonight with Champions League and that. One thing that you're not in, you ain't got European football, but...
why you got to do that? Why you got to do that to him?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It in, man.
But, look, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been sacked at Besiktas. I don't know why. It's obviously not worked out, right? Would you take him back?
No chance. Never.
Why?
Because I think us as Man United fans and somewhat as a club have this tendency to live in the past. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the past. When he came to manage the club the first time, it was the past. And yes, we got that sort of new manager bounce that you get when you get a new manager in. But he was, Old Trafford legend, Champions League goal, etc., etc. And we got that new manager bounce, and it was nostalgic. Yeah. But when it came down to it, he wasn't good enough to do the job for a considerable amount of time.
Okay, I'm not saying he's a long-term project.
Stopgap. Say stopgap.
What I'm saying is Ruben Amorim is out of his depth. There ain't many managers out there right now, right? Because the season's just started. But Man United, if they lose against Burnley, you got to sack the manager. So who's available?
No way. We don't need a new manager. We've got into this cycle where the manager has a few bad games, and we sack the manager. And we bring somebody. And we bring somebody else in and we restart again. We can't keep on restarting. We never should have sacked Ten Hag. In fact, we never should have sacked Ollie the first time. We never should have sacked Jose Mourinho. We never should have sacked Van Gaal. And we keep on doing the same thing. What we need to do is to back this manager. This manager was wanted by Man
backed him. You got beat by Grimsby.
We have not backed the manager.
What are you talking about? You signed Cunha and Mbuemo and Sesko without European football.
Let me finish. This manager's system is dependent on having the right chemistry of central midfielders. He doesn't have that. Bruno Fernandes is being played out of position. Kobbie Mainoo, whilst he is...
Your best player. You're playing him out of position. Bruno Fernandes is your best player. You're playing him out of position.
Yeah.
Who's to blame for that?
Yeah, I know, but because he's the captain and he's trying to fit him in, we should have sold Bruno Fernandes for that 100 mil in the summer and brought in the right chemistry of midfielders into that midfield.
You want to sell your best player?
Otherwise, what we've got in there, is a mixture of players from the old manager. So yes, we've sorted out the attack, I believe, but we need to give Amorim the midfield that he needs. Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder; he's a number 10. Okay, so we should sell him and we should bring in the players that the manager wants.
You want to sell Bruno now?
Bring in a believer. Get rid of Bruno.
You ain't getting Belieber. He ain't leaving.
If you ask me.
You ain't getting Belieber.
We'll bring in a Wharton. Bring in somebody. Whoever he's in there has to be Amorim's guys. Okay?
Amorim is out of his depth. Amorim is out of his depth, David. He ain't good enough. He's out of his depth.
He wasn't wanted to replace Pep Guardiola, to be the successor to Pep Guardiola for no reason, okay? The manager's got quality, but we need to back him. We need to give him time. And we need to make sure that he's got his own players in all of those integral positions.
All right, Dave, listen, thanks for your call. Man United fans, I want to hear from you. A few of you's phoned in. Liverpool as well, we'll talk about them. Newcastle. Looks like they signed a new striker. But Man United, would you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back? He's been sacked. He could be available. 03 717 22 33 44. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. You're going to be joined by former Newcastle defender Warren Barton after Newcastle got drawn against Barcelona in the Champions League tonight. He's coming on a little bit later on in the show. We'll talk to him about the Isak situation as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, though, just been sacked by Besiktas. I'm asking Man United fans, would you take him back right now? If you had to get rid of your manager because he's having an absolute nightmare, he's out of his depth, would you have him? 03 717 223344. Let's go, David. He's a Man United fan. All right, Dave.
Dave-o.
Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening, everyone. How are you?
All
right, mate. It's not been a good week for you lot, has it?
No, it's been a good week for me. I'm happy. I'm a Man United fan that's happy.
Why?
I'll be honest with you. I'm happy because...
No, you're not happy.
I am. Candy, I'm honestly, I'm happy.
No, you're not, mate. You're lying to yourself.
I'm not lying to myself. What it is, Man United is a zombie corporation from the top. Like, when you think about how the companies run, like every year they just make loads of money and they spend loads of money and the same thing keeps happening again and again. It's like a zombie.
So are you happy, though? You explain to me.
I'm happy because the truth is coming out. Everyone's going to finally realise what the problem is. The problem is not the players or the manager. The problem is psychological. Like, I believe Amorim needs to get a bit more time. But what he needs to do is not the formation, the system. Everyone's slagging him off for playing 3-4-3. 3-4-3 is amazing. Conte won the league with that formation with Chelsea.
Don't put Ruben Amorim in the same conversation as Antonio Conte.
I'm not saying it's same conversation, but what I'm saying is that formation will work with Man United, with these players. It's working at the attack. Like Cunha and Burmo. Burmo was playing that formation at Brentford. Cunha was playing at Wolves. So what it is, Amorim needs to psychologically help his players. Like him saying what he said after the Grimsby game about, it's loud and clear now. That's not going to work. He needs to talk to his players, like psychologically, day to day. He needs to kind of father them. Silas Ferguson, he fathered those players. Look at Rio Ferdinand, Michael Carrick, how they look at Silas Ferguson like a father figure.
Well, they're top players.
They're top players, and Man United doesn't have them type of players right now, but what they need a father figure, and that's what Amorim needs to be. He needs to father these players. He needs to, like, tell these players, look, I'm basically your father. I'm going to care for you. I'm going to be there for you day to day, because I believe a lot of Man United players...
Do you know what I'd turn around and say? I'd say, Dad, you talk garbage.
I need a father figure, mate.
I'd say, Dad, you're talking garbage. What are you on about? No. Don't agree with you. You're wrong. You're all over the gaff. You're a mess.
You'd say that to your dad.
The players need to help themselves, though. They need to believe in Amorim. They all need to believe.
They don't believe in him.
United. They need to believe they can make history.
Yeah,
That's what they need. They need to
They are
believe.
making history. You just got people like Grimsby.
Yeah, because they don't believe in themselves. They went out there, a League Two stadium. They allowed a League Two stadium, their fans, to hound them, to make them scared. That's not how you play football. They're supposed to go there and shut them up in the first 5 minutes. They didn't do that.
Let me ask you about Amorim, right? Let me ask you this, right? Okay, you're there, Davo.
Yeah.
Right. So at the penalties, right? It lots of be Jay and I were watching it, right? Can't believe that some of the big dogs didn't take penalties. We got Shesko take there, but do you not think that Amorim should have been erect on the touchline?
Yes. Yeah, he's making mistakes as well. They're all making mistakes. He needs to realise his role. He hasn't realised that yet. Because he was at Sporting, he done amazing work at Sporting, yada, yada, yada. You're at Man United now. This is a bigger thing. And it needs to hit him.
Yeah.
How big this is.
It should have been. He should have been already. There, tall, proud, and erect on the sideline, standing side by side with his players, arm in arm, erect.
He was supposed to stand there, and he's supposed to know about optics. You're a big club, Man United. Optics is everything. How you look, how you present yourself. You're watched all the time.
Okay, but he didn't. But he didn't, though, did he? So what does that say about him?
He's not realising the extent of his job.
No.
What do you mean? He's a Man United manager. It's not like he just took over.
One of the biggest jobs in the world, being a Man United manager.
Yeah, and he knew that when he took the job.
Yeah, they know that, but they don't realise it. It doesn't hit them. You know when something hits you and you're like...
He's been there 10 months.
It hasn't hit him yet, though, Jay. Hasn't hit him yet.
It hasn't hit him yet.
No,
they might get relegated. You never know. Like if we're not having these conversations now, Man United could have got relegated this year, even last year.
So you're happy?
Then it will hit them.
You can't
financially. They'll feel carnage.
You can't have been happy that when he wasn't erect on the sideline.
Would you have Ollie back?
Because the truth needs to come out. All Man United players, staff, fans, it needs to hit them how big this job is. Getting this club back to the top will be one of the biggest stories ever. 100 years' time, they'll be talking about it.
What are you on about?
No, they will. 100 years' time.
What are you on about?
This job is so big.
Okay. Was it not a big job getting Liverpool back on top?
Man United is different.
Why is it?
It's you know, football, some things you just can't explain. Man United is different. Like the history to Alex Ferguson. Those last like 4 added minutes, when they score loads of goals, the teams Alex Ferguson put together year after year.
Carl.
British institution.
Carl. Dave. Sorry, his name's Dave. Dave, do you know how long it took Liverpool to get back to where they are now? How many decades it took for them to get over that period where they were second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever it might be best. I know,
I know that period, but Liverpool's not a global institution like Man United.
What are you going on about?
What's that got to do with it?
What are you on about? What's a global club? But Liverpool have got one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, but they're not Man United though. They're not. Every time we're talking about Man United are failing. We're still talking about them.
I know,
we don't talk about Liverpool like that. We spend 5 minutes. Oh, Ekitike scored a nice goal. That's all right.
You're deluded. You're deluded. No, you're deluded, Dave. You're deluded. You're a failure of a football club. You have fallen off your perch. You're a million miles off it. Liverpool are way bigger than you right now. Way bigger.
And it'll be the greatest story ever if they come back to the top.
If. You said if. Why have you said the word if?
Because who knows the future? I don't know tomorrow.
But you just said in 100 years' time. So in 100 years' time, will they be back?
In 100 years' time, they'll be talking about how Man United came back. In 100 years' time, they should be back, hopefully. I don't know.
100 years' time, hopefully.
Bring Ollie back then.
Bring Ollie back, Dave.
At the same time, what I'm saying, and getting Ollie back, that's sentiment. That's the historical sentiment. That's not going to fix anything. What Man United need to do, everyone, even if you're an opponent of Man United, all Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans,
Okay,
need to realise.
here's a question for you then, Dave, before I let you go. Dave, if you lose to Burnley at the weekend, do you still got the same opinion?
Pardon?
If you lose to Burnley at the weekend, do you still have the same opinion?
Yes, but football's a results business, and there isn't time for that long-term thinking if you're losing in the short term. So, honestly, I don't know, but these players, they need a father figure. That's what they need.
They do need a father figure. Sir Alex could be that father figure, no?
I think.
Sir Ferguson's owner, he's retired. We can't give him this type of stress.
Dave, listen, mate, thanks for your call. Can't believe what I'm hearing, some absolute waffle. Man United fans, we're talking about your club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked by Besiktas. Would you have him back? Stopgap manager.
Can't have a stopgap, mate.
Ollie at the wheel. 03717 22 33 Yeah, this is Sports Bar and talkSPORT. Me, Jamie, Jason Cundy. We have our feature, The Scarves Are Off. We put two fans head to head. It's going to be Liverpool versus Arsenal. That's coming up. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer been sacked by Besiktas asking United fans, would you take him back? Would you consider it? It's all gone wrong under Ruben Amorim. Let's go to Michael. He's a Man United fan. Mike?
Mikey?
Hiya.
Hello, Mike.
Oh, Mikey, baby.
Yeah, well, I'm not too bad, mate. That's great news, isn't it? If we could get him back, I'd have him back.
You'd have Ollie back?
I'd have Ollie back, because look what he did against Man City. He's got Pep's number. He beat Pep more times than anyone else has.
Yeah, good manager. It's a good manager.
But when you think as well, where we were last season and been for the last couple of seasons, he got us top 3, top 2 consistently in 2 seasons.
Good manager.
Yeah, of course he is. And everyone will be fond of him. I think other managers would be fond of Ollie coming back. You know what? Because we know what he can do as a manager.
Did you say frightened?
Yep. Other managers would be fond of Ollie. Because look what he did to one of the best managers, Pep Guardiola. Look what he did against PSG. Results don't lie. At least he's got results. He's got back in there.
Mate, I'm telling you, Jace.
You're nuts.
There's something behind it.
I'll tell you what's behind it. Nothing.
Do you know when you get like a feeling of something and you go, you know what? That's not a bad shout.
Sorry, has everyone taken stupid pills? I mean, it's not a bad shout. Michael, listen to what you're saying, matey.
I don't think it's a bad shout.
Look at the records.
When do I look at the record?
Number.
Michael, come on, mate. Let's sort this out. Come on, let's chat. Michael, you actively want to go back to Wally. That's
yes. He played a system we could all understand, and he won his football matches.
Michael, he
beat Liverpool.
Beat Man City.
He's beaten Man City.
Beat Spurs.
Back. Yeah.
Amorim can't beat Spurs. 13 players on the pitch.
The fact that Amorim is not doing it right now is one thing. To bring back...
He hasn't done it at all.
Okay, fine, whatever you want to say. But the fact you want to bring someone else back that also didn't do it, you're caught up in the whole romance of this, Michael.
No, the record shows itself, man. He's one of the best managers for Man United.
Right, fine. Do you know what? Right. I hope you're right.
Cundy's losing his head.
I've had enough.
I
don't even support United, right? And I feel angry for United.
Wait, it can't get any worse. It cannot get any worse.
It will get better.
How much better is it going to get?
They play a system.
That's not what I asked. How much better is it going to get? 2 games in, let's say 3. Let's say you get beat by Burnley, right? And Ollie comes back for the 4th game of the season. Where are you going to finish?
I'd hope to think we get...
No, I didn't ask where you hoped. Where are you going to finish under Ollie? As you said, he plays the system.
9th or 10th.
It's a good season, that, for Man U.
Do you know what's good?
It's a good season, that.
If he finishes...
If he finishes 9th, I think if you... Let me tell you now, right, and I'll die on my... You said you're dying on the hill, I'll die on this. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come back in the international break, Man United would finish above 10th. They would. And you say that's not a bad season for Man United.
Do you know what, right? If he does that, right, that's a... Yeah,
I don't think that is... So for Man United fans...
Yeah, I'm starting to turn a little bit here.
Jason, the reason you're scared, mate, because you know you're going to get beat by him again. And remember, you got beat by Ollie.
Ollie at the wheel. Right, conversations have got to be had.
Michael, no one's scared. Michael.
He beat Chelsea.
Michael, no one's scared, mate. Like, believe me on this one. Right? You might start beating the chest like Tarzan, thinking everyone's scared. No one's scared, mate.
They would be scared of Ollie.
No,
Trust me.
Ollie's not playing.
He's beaten every team in the Premier League.
Is that true?
He's beaten the best managers.
Bring him back then. You've convinced me.
Mikey. Let's go to Carl. He's a Man United fan. Carl?
Hi,
lads, you all right?
I'm all right, Carl.
9th. Would you take 9th and Ollie?
I think it's absolute madness, to be honest.
Good.
Why would you go back to a manager that's already failed?
Yeah.
But And we were really bad. That last season under Ollie, we was really bad. I
No,
remember
but there were moments though with the situation, the toxic nature at the football club. Ronaldo coming out, causing problems, talking about the inside of the football club. You know, when he first come in, that first season when he took over, mate, he got the job because he'd done a good job with some young players.
Yeah.
You know, you've got some good players at Man United. I don't think it's the worst shout.
Yeah. He'll get him motivated probably for six months, but I think there's only one manager. If Amrin's going to go, and I think he will, because managers don't recover from this situation. I can't think of any that ever recover from this. He's going to go eventually, and I think we just have to break the bank and just get Eddie Howe. I think that's it. Forget Ollie. It's Eddie Howe. That's the only manager for me who's going to. He's got Premier League experience. He's done a fantastic job.
What are you on about?
Great. Go and get Eddie Howe. Why not?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, why not? He's a Newcastle manager. They're in the Champions League.
Yeah, but he's United, isn't it? Sesko pictures of Newcastle. Eddie Howe.
No, hear it about Jay. Hold on, Carl. Jay, look at me. Jay, look at me, right? Hear him out. Carl, carry on. Don't, Jay. His head's falling off here. Go on, Carl.
So, right, so you think if United come knocking for Eddie Howe, he's going to say no?
Yes.
He's going to stay Newcastle.
Yes.
Knowing Isaac's on his way, they're not going to get Champions League next season. So let's face it, they're not going to get top 5 Newcastle. If Isaac goes, they're not going to get top 5.
He might be onto something.
So the next season they're not going to have Champions League. So United won't. So what's the difference then? He's going to stay for one season because they've got Champions League?
Newcastle are in a 10 times better position than Man United right now.
Yeah, right now, but longer term. Let's look at it 5 years from now.
Stop looking at me with that stupid face, Jason, nodding at me like, come on. You can't sell this one to me.
No, just hear Carl out, Jay.
I can hear Carl loud and clear. He's talking absolute garbage.
If Eddie Howe goes to United in 5 years' time, who's going to be higher in the league? Who's going to be Champions League? Newcastle or United?
Good question. Jay, answer it. Jay.
Like, come on. You got to be realistic. He's a brilliant manager, Eddie Howe. You're not being realistic. He's not going to leave Newcastle to go to Man United. Like, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that right now. He's done an amazing job at Newcastle.
You're losing his best player. They're always going to be stuck in it. Unless there's some change to pace that. Newcastle, they're always going to be stuck where they are. They're going to be in limbo. They're going to keep losing the best players.
Jay.
They're going to keep losing the best players.
Good point.
I think they've hit the ceiling. He's hit the ceiling. Unless some rules change.
What do you mean if they hit the ceiling? Who? Newcastle?
Yeah, yeah.
They're in the Champions League. They're playing Barcelona in a couple of weeks. PSG.
But they're not going to win the league. They're not going to win the league, are they?
Well, Man United?
No, Newcastle.
Would Man United win the league? Who's got more chance of winning the league? Man United or Newcastle?
Under Eddie Howe, United will win the league. I believe that. 100%.
Got a good point there, Jay.
4 or 5 years.
No, he's...
It took Klopp 5 years. 5 years for Liverpool to win the league. 5 years.
I've never
Give it to Eddie Howe within 5 years. Champions.
It's better shout than Ollie, though, right?
What do you mean?
Eddie Howe. Who'd you rather have at Spurs, Ollie or Eddie?
Well, obviously, Eddie Howe's a 10 times better manager, but they ain't going to get him. I'm being realistic. I'm actually looking at this from a proper point of view. Right. That Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked. He's available if they look at it and go...
Been sacked?
Yeah, but Ruben Amorim ain't the guy.
No, okay,
He's out of his depth. Right. You ain't going to go and get an Eddie Howe. The season's just started. It's not going to happen. But if you needed a manager and go, you know what? I could have a punt on that.
What about this? Ollie, to the end of the season, then Eddie Howe.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the stopgap.
Okay, stopgap. Yeah, I said he's a stopgap. I did say that at the start. And if you want to try and get Eddie Howe, then
where's
fine.
That expression ever come from? Stopgap.
I don't know.
Where's it come from?
I don't know. We've got a break.
We all use it.
03717.
I'm going to find out where it comes from.
Hamilton, now at Ferrari, dares to dream of a record 8th F1 world title. The Tifosi will be hoping the Brits can bring glory back to Italy. To many, Ferrari and Formula One are inseparable. They're the only team in the sport today to have competed in the first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history, and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy are going to be joined by former Newcastle defender Warren Barton after Newcastle drew Barcelona in the Champions League today. We got a midnight train later on in the show. But first, it's time for this.
It's absolutely disgusting. I've had enough, mate. It's just ridiculous. They really are miles behind everyone else. I think we're going to win it this season. It's not good enough. Happy Deer's top of the league, eh? What a player he is, honestly.
They haven't got a chance.
Come on.
I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to rub it in.
The scarves are off.
Yeah, it's the Sports Bar's brand new feature, The Scarves Are Off, where every Thursday we choose one of the big weekend fixtures, put a fan from each side head-to-head ahead of the game. Introducing in the corner tonight, live from the Northwest, is Neil Atkinson from the Anfield Wrap. Right, Neil?
Neil.
I will get on.
Hello, bud.
All right, matey. Time to introduce our next contestant. In the away corner, live from North London, Channel 4 News sports reporter Jordan Jarrett. Brian, all right,
Jordan.
Good evening, boys. How we doing?
We're good, mate. We're good. Right, let's get straight into this massive game. It's a huge fixture. I'll start with you, Jordan. You happy with how it's going right now?
I am, Jamie. I am. 6 points from 6, couple of clean sheets. We did something on the opening game that I think we need to do more of this season, which was steal a win. We're not very good, Arsenal, at stealing wins. We tend to have to play very, very well to get wins. And over the course of a season, you've got to have a handful of games where you're maybe not at your best, but you can nick 3 points. So that was the positive I took from the opening game. And I think despite the fact we've got a couple of key absentees going into this big game on Sunday, I'm actually quite confident we can get some points at Anfield. They're the champions, they're the best team in the country, and they'll be the favourites. But I'm feeling good, looking forward to it.
Neil, what about your boys? Because you've got 2 wins. Oddly, Liverpool have kind of laboured, even though you dominate, you've gone 2-0 up in both games, but both have been late winners. I mean, it's all about the win at the early part of the season, but I don't know whether you can give Arsenal a 2-goal lead and come back from it.
I don't think you can.
I don't know whether Arsenal, you can treat them on the same level at 2-2. That's the point I was going to make, sorry.
No, you can't. You can't go down that route. And they've knocked off Liverpool around the hour mark in both games, and that's something they're going to have to think about in this one. Also, the squad building's not finished yet. I think they need to get another couple in and make sure they've got options from the bench. So, I think that's something else that stung them in these early couple of games as well. So I think a couple of things need to go up a notch or two before facing Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal look particularly ready either, though, and this is the big part of this. It's a shame this isn't game 7 rather than game 3. I think both sides have still got a fair bit of work to do to get themselves into what, I think they will come first and second, these sides. Maybe City could just elbow in there, but, it seems a bit early for one that feels like a proper title 6-pointer, but we've just got to all make the best of it, and what Liverpool have done is make the best of difficult situations.
Neil, you've got a bit of a problem, though, against Arsenal. You're winless in 6 Premier League matches. You've drawn 4, lost 2. They got your number?
No. Because I think in a couple of those games they failed to go for the throat when they were on top, and if they had our number, I think they would have done that effectively. That said, I think that the last one at Anfield, Liverpool go 2-0 up by half time, and I think that 3/4 of the squad had been on the ale for a week, so I'm not worried about that one particularly in there as well. I think the 2-2 at the Emirates last season was a game where I think Arsenal, if they were winners, would have won that game, but they weren't winners and they didn't. And I think it's one of the key results in terms of Liverpool ended up as champions last season, and that becomes a good battling point in amongst all of there. And I think a couple of those games at Anfield, Arsenal were hanging on for dear life for a point by the end. But Arsenal are a really good side who played really well against us recently, so we know that. We know that that's what we're coming up against.
Jordan, have you got their number?
No, is the honest answer. I think we've gone to Anfield in recent times, Jamie, and put in some very good performances. I think the last 3 have been draws. I'd argue one of those 3 at least I thought we should have won. And I think we've gone from a team that is trying to get into a top 4 team, taken seriously in the big games, to now a team that want to win a title.
Which one should you have won?
Say that again?
Which one should you have won? The one where Xhaka has a tantrum and gets bullied by Trent Alexander-Arnold? Is that the one
I actually think... Well, I think, Neil, that one, I think Xhaka actually winding up the crowd by getting into, I think it was Alexander-Arnold, I think was what messed us up. I think if we get to half-time at 1-0, I'm confident we can see that game out. We'll never know. But I think the turning point was the crowd defending their man. And we couldn't deal with. We couldn't.
Yeah, that was a weak Liverpool side, and they absolutely battered Arsenal second half. So this is my issue with the sort of the number thing. Don't get me wrong. I think that there's been a couple of those games that we're alluding to at the Emirates where I think Arsenal have taken Liverpool to the cleaners. So you've got to be clear about that. But second half, Liverpool absolutely murdered Arsenal that day, and it ends where Konate, arguably, if he doesn't try to chest the ball into the back of the net, he makes it 3-2. So I'm quite. It's been a funny little run of games, and I think there's always been a bit more context to them. But that said, Liverpool need to put it right, and why not do it on Sunday?
And for me, I mean, like I said before, Liverpool at home are an animal. You're the champions for a reason, and we've not won there for a long, long time. I think it's 2012.
You celebrate a draw like you did at the Etihad?
Easy. Listen, a draw for us, Jamie, is not a bad result. But I genuinely, and Neil will know this, I don't really do the bias thing. I genuinely believe Arsenal can go there and get 3 points. I think we've got a good team, despite Saka being out. I think players like Madueke, I'm not his biggest fan, but this is why we bought Madueke, to step up in these sorts of moments and show that actually you can deliver. Eze, we're expecting to start. Let Eze roam and run at their right backs. I don't think they've got a natural right back fit off for Sunday. So whoever's going to be at right back, let Eze take him to the cleaners. I saw the way that Wirtz played on Monday against Newcastle. Brilliant player. But when it got a little bit sticky, he got bullied. He got swallowed up in that game. If we can get Declan Rice to really rough him up, I think we can have his number as well. What Liverpool have got in their favour that we might not have is the match winner on the pitch is playing in red on Sunday. they've got a match where they can be playing at 60% and they've got a guy in Mo Salah that can do something out of nothing. We don't quite have that, in my opinion. We have set pieces. So we have our weapons too. I'm genuinely confident we can go there and beat them. And I think it's about time we did. And I think if we did go there and win, the message that sends out to the rest of the league is Arsenal are serious this season. No one's out of the title race, but it shows that we are serious. Forget a point. We're going there for free this weekend.
Do you know what, George? I've tipped you boys to win it this season. I hope I'm wrong, because I can think of nothing worse than you and others. Honestly. But here's the question for the Perriers, right? Liverpool defensively are bang average, right? And Konate has been... He looks like he's playing on roller skates at the moment, all over the place. He's not the same player that we saw a couple of seasons ago, where he looked like he's got someone under the... I don't know whether he's got a year left in his contract. I don't know whether that's playing in his mind. But Arsenal can hurt Liverpool. I genuinely feel that. I'm going to go for an Arsenal win.
What?
I'm going for an Arsenal win. Yes. I think that Liverpool are there for the taking. They've proven that. This opening 2 games, they're there for the taking. They absolutely are. Nice. Newcastle proved it. Bournemouth could have come away with a point. Liverpool could be sitting on 1 point now. They could be.
Neil?
Well, I mean, they could be, yeah. But then also, we mentioned before about what's happened to Wirtz earlier on. Zubimendi did not look anywhere near at it at Old Trafford, and we can see the mess that Manchester United are. And all it would have taken was slightly better finishing from Manchester United, and Arsenal might not have got anything out of that game. And then the other team that they've beaten is a newly promoted side who froze like a rabbit in headlights in their first big game away from home. So I think Arsenal have not much from open play, not many chances created from open play still. This is a side that is reliant on the set pieces. Listen, Eze is an exciting player for them and could just rifle one in at some point during the game. But I rate Arsenal. I think they're a really, really good side, one of the best teams in Europe. But I think it's worth saying, and Jordan's argument, I think, here is that they've still got it all to prove. They've still got it all to prove, and they've still got it all to prove on the road in big matches against their title rivals. And that's been the case for 2 or 3 seasons now. They've done a lot of the other stuff really well. They've bullied the bottom 10 home and away really, really well. But what they haven't done is they haven't gone and got one of those wins. And you don't get that many of them in a season. Last season, Liverpool draw at Arsenal. Last season, Liverpool draw at Aston Villa. Last season, Liverpool draw at Newcastle, but they won at Manchester City. Arsenal failed to do any of that last season. So you don't get that many of them over the course of a season, but it matters to get one here and there. That said, Liverpool, last season they did draw against Arsenal, but the league was won by then. I'm confident going into Sunday that you'll see a good Liverpool side. I think that at the minute there is a vulnerability at the back. I don't think it is just Konate. I think he missed Gravenberch for the first game against Bournemouth. I think the right-back situation is a situation, and I don't think Kirkes has found his feet yet, but my God, has Virgil van Dijk been good. Virgil van Dijk has been absolutely incredible so far this season, and all it takes is maybe getting someone on the pitch who is a recognised right-back or can play the role well enough, like Joe Gomez, and it can all be a little bit different for Liverpool at the back. I think these games, they can be decided by split seconds and moments. Salah's been mentioned, set pieces have been mentioned. I just think it's pretty undignified to win with set pieces, to be honest with you, when you've spent all the money Arsenal spent. I think if you're going to throw that much money around, you shouldn't be reliant on long throws to do the business.
To be fair, though,
Neil,
Jordan,
I'm not going to bite, Neil.
No, to be fair, Jordan.
No, you should, mate.
Jordan, he's got a point. He has a point.
Jordan loves the beautiful game.
What's this 3-on-1? What's hanging a bit? What's going on here? It's 3-on-1.
Jordan appreciates football, quality football. He's grown up with quality football, and it must be mildly embarrassing for him to see the Stoke side of Arsenal's nightmares in the past be aped by the Arsenal pack.
Not at all. Declan, you think it in the middle, Declan. Gabriel, you head it in. 3 points, Bosh.
Yeah, that is it. It's the sort of football that makes people say bosh. And that might appeal to someone like Jordan, but I like to see my football be sort of well constituted. And in the end, last season, Arsenal missed out to...
But Jordan, he's got a point in terms of that, right?
Yeah, they missed out to major honours due to Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool. Football insides.
Jordan, you have the ability to be that side, but, you are an expensively assembled team. Right, set pieces are a big part of the game. We know, a huge part of the game. But I just wonder whether Arsenal need to show a little bit more.
We do.
I think you need to show a bit more.
We do.
Look, you beat Man United. I thought Man United were unlucky on the day, but you got the win, right? That's fine. But there's going to be a point where that set piece doesn't come off, and you have to show more. Like I said, I think you got enough to beat Liverpool. It's going to be a fascinating encounter. But I think Neil's got a point about that.
You're bang on, Jason, because last year the set pieces were a blessing and a curse, right? We were the best team by a mile It was a massive weapon. But then when we couldn't score from set pieces, there was a period in the season where we dried up from getting goals from open play, and we relied on them too much. And you don't win titles by scoring from corners, right? It's supposed to be an addition to your offensive. So I take the point that you can't lean on it too much, but it's a weapon, so let's use it. One other thing that I'm concerned about, you mentioned the defense of Liverpool isn't up to speed. We could potentially having a front four playing together for the very first time. The front four for Arsenal on Sunday could be a front four that have never played together before. So that, that could be beautiful chaos, or it could be a clown show.
Yeah, Arsenal last season committed themselves wholeheartedly to marginal gains and forgot actual gains, which I think was a real shortcoming in Arteta's overall strategy and plan. Agreed. This season, what he's actually got is he's got additional strength and depth. So I take George's point there. I don't think it's a bad one, but Madueke's capable of scoring 4 goals in the game from right wing. So let's remember that. And I think if Arteta can bring himself to let Madueke and Eze in particular play with a bit of freedom, then I think there's a fair chance that the two of them can hurt Liverpool. The question is whether or not he's in fact prepared to do that over the course of 90 minutes, or is he going to be concerned and end up with this mad little horseshoe effect that Arsenal do around penalty areas in the hope of eliciting throw-in so they can really do some damage and hurt you.
So, George, you're going for a 1-0 set piece here? Is that what we're thinking?
I'll shush you. I'm going for a 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal win.
3 set pieces? That's a lot, mate. You're good from corners, that.
I'll take him. I can get a mate. It's 21 years since the title.
You ain't going to Anfield and winning 3-1, mate. You are not. That's not happening. Who do you think you are? 3-1.
We're going to rock up and win 3-1. I'm confident. I really am.
I think Arsenal can go there and get... I don't think Arsenal get beat. I'll say that.
Neil?
I think all results are possible. I think Arsenal can win the game. I think Liverpool will win the game. I think Liverpool will win it by 2-1. But I think we've got to have the humility around this to say that we're not in our best moments at the minute. We're going to have to graft for it, work for it. And the flip side of that is, we're coming up against... Listen, this is a clash between two of the sides who'll go on to challenge for the European Cup. Let's be clear what we're seeing on Sunday. These are two of the best teams in the world. Yeah. They're not in the best moments. I'll say again, if this was game 11, game 12, game 13, I think it'd be a richer contest. I think that everyone's feet would be under the table and there'd be much more understanding between the players. But part of the reason why I'm going Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1 is I think a lot of it will come down to moments, and it's happening on our turf. So, Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk for Liverpool, but also maybe a bit of Florian Wirtz. Ekitike scored in both appearances so far.
Do you know what's crazy, right? 4 of us sat here and it's the Liverpool fan who spoke the most sense.
It's what you'd expect. All the football that matters in this country happens in the Northwest. You should come up here more often.
Boys, top
Cheers,
man.
Boys.
See you later. Yeah, good luck on the weekend.
Cheers, boys. I'll be cheering Liverpool, mate.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, obviously.
I've got a horrible feeling about Arsenal this season, mate.
Do you think?
Yeah.
No, I'm not having it.
No, I know you haven't, right? But you can't objectively think about Arsenal.
No, I can.
Fan.
No, I watch.
No, you can't.
And
no, you can't. It's your favourite. Whenever I say to you, I think Arsenal, will you say, nah, they'll apple crumble, right? That's your right. That's your go-to.
I've been factually correct with that every season.
It's a fair point.
Yeah,
fair point.
So.
But I've got this horrible feeling.
All right. That was our brand new feature.
Anyone but Arsenal, anyone but the Spurs.
The scarves are off. Don't forget, Sam at Face will keep you updated with all the goals that go in from the Premier League. Game day live on Sunday, including the big one, Liverpool versus Arsenal.
It's absolutely disgusting. I've had enough, mate. It's just ridiculous. They really are miles behind everyone else. I think we're going to win it this season.
It's not good enough. Happy Deer's top of the league, eh?
What a player he is, honestly.
They haven't got a chance.
Come on.
I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to rub it in.
The scarves are off.
You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Myself, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're joined by former Newcastle defender Warren Barton. After Newcastle drew Barcelona in Champions League, so he's going to come and have a chat. Let's get the latest transfer stories, though. It's also bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Stay on the ball with our safer gambling tools. Find out more at talksportbet.com. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Yeah, to help us go through the transfer news, we've got talkSPORT's transfer guru, Ben Jacobs. Right, Ben?
Evening, guys. Busy old day.
Yeah, it is a busy old day. Let's get straight into it. Newcastle, they've agreed a club record deal, Stuttgart forward Nick Voltemade. That's how I say it. What can you tell us about him? I've seen a few clips, obviously, online. He looks all right.
Yeah, profile-wise, the new Alexander Isak, although Newcastle would probably argue the first one through the door is a Wissa-type Callum Wilson replacement, in the same way they thought Jürgen Strand-Larsen might be a Callum Wilson replacement. So there's a bit of probably semantics and optics here, but I think Newcastle will still try and do two attackers, which obviously could be good news for Liverpool. But if you only look at the profile, this is not a Callum Wilson replacement. This is a replacement for Alexander Isak. He's big, he's tall, he puts himself around, he's got finesse with his feet, and Newcastle are really pleased to get this done because they tried earlier in the window, they backed off. Bayern had several bids rejected, and now Newcastle have come in 75 million euros, 5 million in add-ons, club record, as you say, 80 million euros package, pending only formalisation, which is expected to happen tomorrow. And I think this opens the door or gives Liverpool some form of encouragement. But as I said before, officially, they may say this is a Callum Wilson replacement, but practically with the money spent and the profile, this guy wants to start. He's in the mould of Alexander Isak. And now we'll wait and see whether Johan Wissa also gets over the line. And from Liverpool's point of view, they will feel that Alexander Isak to Liverpool is much closer now that Voltemade is coming through the door.
Okay, so you just made the point that everyone knows that might be the replacement for Isak. Wilson leaving as well. They still clearly need another striker. If not Wissa, who might else it be? Is there anyone else on their radar?
Yeah, I think at the moment the feeling is that it won't be Jürgen Strand-Larsen for two reasons. One, the simple answer, Wolves say not for sale. But two, he's too similar to Voltemade. Yeah. Wissa's a bit different. So this is why I think they'll go for Wissa. Right. I was told that Newcastle are prepared to go up from 35-5 to 40-5, but it all depends on Brentford and whether they can find a number 9. So it feels like they'll go all in on Wissa. If the window shuts and they don't find a solution, then you could argue that it becomes harder once again for Alexander Isak to leave. But obviously the money that's been spent on Voltemade, the fact that he wants to start every week, he surely would have sought guarantees. Am I going to be deputy to someone in my profile in Isak, or am I going to be your starting guy? And I think he will have been given guarantees of game time, and that's why the feeling remains that the Isak to Liverpool story is still ongoing. Yeah. But remember, even if Newcastle say you can bid now, Liverpool only see a pathway to a deal if it's around 120 million. They're not going to bid against themselves. They're not going to go up to 150 million. That's my expectation anyway. So we're still probably going to get a few twists and turns before the window shuts.
Right, okay. So my next question, you kind of half answered it, but I'm going to go back to it. What is the most you believe Liverpool will go to? You mentioned the point they're not bidding against themselves, fair enough. But at the same time, Newcastle have a value on this player, and they're not going to let him go for less than what they feel. Where's that biting point? Where's the point where both teams will go, yes, I'll pay it, yes, I'll take it?
Yeah, people that put two and two together in a transfer window, therefore, will be 130 million because they'll say it was 110, 150, so you meet halfway. But I don't think Liverpool view it that way. I'd be surprised if FSG sanction anything above 130 million. And even at that number, sources indicate it's too high for Liverpool. They don't see a pathway for the deal. If they come back for Isak in a window's time or a year's time, the price will drop. So even though Newcastle sources have said throughout the summer, the 110 million offer, which was a fixed fee, was too low, and they almost saw it as insulting, Liverpool sources argue the opposite, that they were given encouragement even though that bid was rejected, and it's not far off their maximum number. So I think from Liverpool's point of view, they indicated 120 million, and for whatever reason, they bid 110. If they come back, My feeling is it will be again at 120. And then Newcastle have got a big decision to make. Do they stick to 150? If they do, I don't think a deal happens. Or do they come down to 120? And was that actually the price all along? And Liverpool feel, even though they need a striker, that they've got the ascendancy here. Because if this deal gets done, it won't be Liverpool going blindly to Newcastle. It'll be Newcastle calling up the phone to Liverpool and saying there's a deal to be had. And if that's the way it pans out, then Liverpool, I expect, will stick to that number of in or around 120 million.
Okay, just on Chelsea, they've agreed a fee for 40 million quid with Garnacho. Does this transfer suit all parties, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so. Chelsea started at 25-30. Man United wanted 50. Garnacho wanted the move. In the end, they've basically met halfway. 40 million fixed fee and a 10% sell-on as well, which means that it might get a little bit closer to that 50 million number if Garnacho ever leaves Chelsea for a big fee. 7-year contract. It's now going to be formalised in the next 24 or 48 hours. And this one of the more predictable tales of the window. Chelsea basically sold Christopher Nkunku to Milan. They got 42 million euros. Then they immediately finalised the Garnacho deal. So not Xavi Simons first, but Garnacho, because left wing is seen as the top priority at the moment. And now we wait and see how the Xavi Simons saga pans out. But Garnacho only wanted Chelsea, always wanted Chelsea. Man United wanted to sell. It's pure profit on the books. And as you say, it's a deal that suits all parties.
Ben, just really quickly, Xavi Simons, he's in London. Is he going to Tottenham?
I think Tottenham and Chelsea are both still there. So it reminds me of the Benjamin Sesko
If he's got half a brain, there's only one place he's going, right? Honestly. If he wants to win one trophy every 17 years or every 17 months, where are you choosing?
Yeah, but I think there's still that you join Chelsea, your long-standing preference, so that's his ideal scenario, but you're playing behind Cole Palmer. You go to Spurs, they might be telling him you're going to be starting every week as in 11 in the Champions League and in all the big games. But in essence, we've got a Benjamin Sesko type scenario. I don't know if it's going to pan out the same way, but Man U target for Sesko, and they went to the player side and then to Leipzig last, whereas Newcastle tried to agree at first with Leipzig, but they didn't have the player buy-in. Similar story here. No personal terms yet, but they're advancing between Spurs and Xavi Simons, but they are quite close to an agreement with Leipzig in and around 70 million euros. Chelsea are the opposite. They've had player buy-in for months and they're hoping the price drops, but they don't yet have an agreement with Leipzig. And Xavi Simons is in London. He wants to make a decision, I'm told, within 24 hours. And again, we don't know yet a clear direction of travel because both Spurs and Chelsea are still there.
Okay. Ben, you're a star, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, Benny boy.
Yes, guys.
All right, that was a look at the latest action. Thanks to talkSPORT Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Begin with dog.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Stay on the ball with our safer gambling tools. Find out more at talksportbet.com. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Right, former Newcastle defender Warren Barton joins the show next. You're listening to the Sports Bar talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We've got the midnight train coming up. Get your calls in. Nothing too serious. Help us out. Have a bit of fun. Newcastle, though, are back in the Champions League. They've only gone and drawn Barcelona at home. What a game that's going to be. We're joined now by a man who knows what it's like to turn over Barca. For Newcastle, former defender Warren Barton joins us on the Sports Bar. He's in sunny San Diego. All right, Warren?
Where's that?
All right, my friends. It must be going back in years if you're getting me on the show. I'll tell you, if you're going back in years. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, and you, mate, and you. Look, this is massive for Newcastle, right? Barcelona, Champions League. It doesn't get any better.
No, it doesn't. I mean, all the hard work from last season to get into the Champions League, and obviously with the cloud that's been over the club's head for the last probably 2 or 3 months with the striker situation, the performance on Monday night and the atmosphere at the stadium was fantastic with the game against Liverpool, although we lost the game. And then you get the Champions League, PSG away, and then Barcelona. Just a lot of memories. My first memory, actually, I played in the game was I was thinking of Sir Bobby Robson. For some reason, that come into my mind. I know the great affinity he had with Barcelona and obviously Newcastle. He wasn't even the manager, but that was my first thought. But then the night, the occasion, Tino getting a hat-trick, Shea making some great saves at the end. That is really what the Champions League is all about. It's putting yourself against the best players in the world.
I remember watching that game, and it was just electric. Everything about it. You mentioned Tino Asprilla scoring that hat-trick. But going back to Newcastle's last foray in the Champions League, Warren, how much do you think Eddie Howe's learnt from that? Because I felt that the squad, PSG, you'll remember this, right? Turned them over, and not dissimilar, actually, to the way that game went against Barca. I just wonder, going into this campaign, what do you think Eddie Howe would have learned? And the squad itself, it's hard to battle on all fronts, right?
Yeah, no, it is difficult. Obviously, when we had that situation, our league form dropped as well. But I think Eddie's learned from that. I think beside the problem with Isaac, I think we bought really well. We bought a player up front that's got electric pace. We've got an experienced, players in midfield that can go with the younger player and help him, nurture him. That we've got a German international, obviously at the back, that's come along. We've bought from AC Milan. We've got a really good backup goalkeeper with Ramsdale, and then you've gone and bought another striker who's only young, 23 years of age, but he got 17 goals in the Bundesliga last season for Stuttgart. So it's not all doom and gloom, but I think he's learnt a lot. I think he'll have these players that he's going to play, a Burnley away, or you're playing, big games come along against Leeds at the weekend. He'll play them players, and then he'll have his mindset. And I think you're right, Jason, that they run out of steam as the tournament went on because you went to Dortmund, end up getting beat, got caught a little bit on the sucker punch with a counter-attack like we did against Liverpool. So I think he's learnt a lot, and I think he's bought these players, in particular this transfer window, to cover any losses that he needs, because there's a certain profile that he's bringing to the club.
Warren, I've got to ask you, you made nearly 450 appearances in the Premier League. It's unbelievable feat, that. Have you ever seen this saga with Isak as a player? How would you be if you was in that dressing room at Newcastle right now? Would you be disappointed?
Yeah, I'll be disappointed. I'll be frustrated. I'll be angry with him. Because gentlemen, you've played the game and you've been in changing rooms as well. When a player, I've had players unhappy, like Didier Man, he wanted to leave, he wanted to go to Liverpool, but he still trained. He still turned up for pre-season. He still tried to do the right thing. When you categorically turn around and said, I'm not training, I'm not playing, after the season you've had, after, standing on a field and winning the first trophy for 70 years, and then standing on a platform with Ant and Dec, well, probably that's what made him want to leave, spend a bit of time with them two. But Ant and Dec was there on the stage saying how well it was and how he loves the club and how great it is. And he's a well-liked player in the changing room. And then to turn around and do that, you'd feel, betrayed a little bit, because you're building something special. I mean, it's a wonderful football club. You've played up there, the atmosphere. Yeah. And I think the fans showed on Monday night how great that club is. I think there was a real conscious effort by the fans to say, win or lose, we're going to make some noise and we're going to have a great atmosphere. Even when it was 2-0 down, they dragged the players up and the players responded, and it was a great performance. So Jamie, to answer your question, he'd be disappointed. I'd let him know, and I think he needs to know from the players. Okay, you want your move, you want to go, but do it the right way.
If he doesn't move though, right, and he was in that dressing room, and he doesn't move, would you welcome him back?
If he apologised, I would do. Yeah. If he said, "Listen, I've been a bit misled. I got it wrong. I wanna work with you. I want to play with you, and we're going to try and put that aside." I think you would do. Listen, the bigger picture is the football club, and if he starts scoring goals and going out there, I think the biggest thing is the fans. The fans will, forgive him, but they won't forget. They won't forget what he's done. So they're the biggest things. But I think if he walked into a change room, and I think you'd be the same. If he turned around and said, "Look, I made a real mess up here. I made a real balls up. I apologise. I got misled. I wanted to go. These are the reasons, but I'm here with you. And as long as I'm with you, I'm going to give you 100%. I'd say, come in. I might kick him in training the first time, but then I've got that out of my system, and then we can get together again. And you know what it's like in the game. A couple of games, couple of training sessions, everybody's mates together. That's how, and that's why people find it hard that players have got resilient. They understand things, they understand the situation, and they're resilient. They just get on with it. When a coach leaves, everybody's crying and leaving. New one comes in, it's like, oh, the Messiah's back here again. So it's they're very, very much resilient in that sense.
Well, let me ask you this then. Going back to the question that Jay just asked, I just think for the best of the football club and everyone right now, I feel it's best he moves on, because if he does come back and he has to integrate back into the dressing room, the fans and so on, I just wonder how much of a cloud that might be over the club. And every
that's a different question, Jason. Yeah. He asked me a question: would I welcome him back?
Yeah.
What do I think? Like your question is, what's the best solution? I think the best solution is that. Is get 150 million and off you go. If he changes, great. Like Jamie just said, if he comes in, I'm sorry, I don't want to leave. That's fine. It's different if he comes in and said, "Listen, I still want out. I don't want to be here." Yeah. Then that's a different proposition. So, like Jamie said, what would I do if he said, "I'm back in"? I'd welcome him back in. If he's still sitting in his house, not wanting to train, I'd say, for the club's point of view, they've tried. They've sent the ownership round to his house and tried to persuade him. But if he doesn't want to stay, then you get rid of him. You know that as well.
I agree
if he's going to go.
Yeah.
It's like having a partner, and they say, "Well, I want out," and they keep.
Jay and I both been there.
Been there too many times, mate. That's
That's why you're doing it. That's why you're doing a show late at night.
Got ex-wives to pay for.
Yeah, got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills.
I'm all right. I'm 35 years. I'm all right.
Hang in there.
Yeah, you're in San Diego in the sun, mate, all tanned up. Look at you. Warren, I've got to ask you, just on Newcastle, expectations for the season. I thought he's played brilliant against Liverpool. You got nothing from the game, but what can they achieve this season?
I think they can compete. I think looking at a trophy, they've got a home tie against Bradford at home in the Carabao Cup. They need a win against Leeds. To play well at Aston Villa, should have maybe won the game with the chances. Great performance against Leeds. Still only got 1 point. As well, when the season starts, you've got to get your win as soon as you can. Yeah. Leeds won't be easy, but it's a winnable game for us, I think. And with all the excitement of the game on Monday, you go into that game very confident. So I think, to answer your question, top 6 wouldn't be a huge disappointment. To get out the Champions League and have a little run in that, I'm not going to win it, obviously. I don't think they're made to win it. You never know. Stranger things have happened. But try and get back to a cup final. Again, that's the thing, to be competed. And that's all we've ever said as a club. We've always said as a club, we want to be competing, we want to be challenging. And the fans will understand that. Obviously, we want to get greedy. We want to FA Cup would be nice. Then you want to do Champions League again. That would be fantastic. But if you ask me, top 6 and a good run in the cup and maybe a cup final, I'd take that again. I think we're building something special.
Well, last question, Bud. Who do you think is going to win the title this season?
I've got a sneaky feeling Manchester City. I know the performance against your team, Jamie, Spurs was a little bit, but I think City will go out. I think Liverpool will have a good run in the Champions League. They've still not convinced me, though. I still jury's out. Maybe there's a little bit of a grudge with the Isaac thing, but I don't hold a grudge. You know that. But I think Man City, I think he's fought well. They will get it right. He's a very, very good coach. I think hopefully for the league that doesn't happen. I'd love Arsenal to win it. Most of my family are all Arsenal fans, so I'd like them to go forward and make my older son happy if they won it as well. But I've got a sneaky feeling with Pep, what he's got, the players. They want that crown back again. So, but I think it's going to be a great race. I think it's going to be a phenomenal race this season with 4 or 5 clubs involved, and going to be an entertainment. I mean, the Premier League is about what happened on Monday night. That's why we love it. We was lucky enough. We was lucky enough to play in it for a long time, and that's what the Premier League. That's why it's so different to any other league in the world.
Yeah, unbelievable. Wazza, enjoy yourself.
Cheers, bud. Appreciate your time. Enjoy your life. Top man.
Yeah, I would. I'm just going down the beach now.
Get some sun cream on.
Get some sunblock.
Top man, mate.
Cheers,
See you
bud.
later.
Take care.
Warren Barton there, former Newcastle. He played 450 games. Unbelievable.
Had a great career, mate. England, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Played for England as well, yeah.
England,
yeah. Starting off at the Super Dons.
Yeah.
The Super Dons.
Living it up in San Diego. What a life. Right, we're going to go do some back pages next. They're coming up. Right, we've got a midnight train tonight, guys. Help us out. This only works if you get involved. 03717 223344. Anything besides sport, politics, anything too serious. Let's have a chat. Let's get into it. But now it's time for this. Jack Cunningham is with us again to go through some big stories. All right, Jack? We're all good, mate. We're all good. Look, massive story for Newcastle. You're always in here, and we've been going at you at Newcastle pretty much for 2-3 months. This is a good deal. A deal's been done.
Unbelievably, we have a striker. Newcastle have a new striker. Hey! Where's the party noise? Get the balloons out. And what I loved about the deal, to be fair, I mean, it's Nick Waltemada from Stuttgart. £69 million, Newcastle's new club record was, of course, Alexander Isak. But what I loved about it is it came out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
6 hours ago, he wasn't even on the radar. And then tonight, he's already in Newcastle at a hotel. Amazing. He's going to do the medical tomorrow, and they're trying to get him registered to play on Saturday against Leeds, which is obviously a massive game for Newcastle already because after the start, even though we've played well, we've only got 1 point. So ideally...
How much do you think the Gordon sending off has rushed this through the way it has? I mean, I know the window shuts on Monday, right? So there's urgency to do it, but to get it through for the weekend feels like maybe... Getting rid is just one thing. Is he going to start? I mean,
I know. I assume it's.
You know what I mean? It's like you got no one else.
I know. Yeah, we've got Sula, but apart from that, we've got no one else. Yeah, so, I think if you think about, I don't think it's actually the Gordon thing. I think it's more the conversations with Isak because obviously Yasser Al-Rahman flew in this week to watch the Newcastle game, and then of course he was actually coming in to speak to Isak and try and convince Isak to come back and train. And in the end of that meeting, it was still the same thing. Although I do think that ultimately, I don't know why Isak would change his mind still with the transfer window open. So maybe that was wrong. But I think they've made a decision that, right, we just need to get Walter Marder in. When I don't think they're actually looking at him as like a Wilson replacement. They see him as the Isak replacement.
It doesn't it?
100%. Even the way he plays and everything's exactly the same. Yeah. So he's the Isak replacement. And now Newcastle have 3 days-ish to get a Wilson replacement. And then Isak will probably be allowed to go to Liverpool. And then, and that would be, in the end, it obviously been a rough rollercoaster of a ride for Newcastle. But I think if Newcastle's got Visser, Walter Marder, and with all the other signings, I think you'd actually look at that window and go, you know what, that's actually pretty good in the end, to be honest.
Right? When we're all guilty of it, right? But the transfer window, until it shuts, you never quite know what your business is like. I mean, just because you get business done early, that's a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But until the window shuts, no one really knows until how good or bad it has been.
Yeah.
Right? And if you get another striker and sell Isak for 130 minutes, not ideal.
No.
All of a sudden you go, wow, the squad looks okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. The other transfer window, I've been saying, the rest of the business has been good. Like, all the players who've come in are improvements on what have gone. So it's always just been the striker situation that's been the problem. I think what's the key thing as well is, look, Isak doesn't want to be there anymore. And I saw on Monday players who were desperate to be at Newcastle and fight for Newcastle. And do I really want him to come back? Like, I know even through necessity, like, I don't really want that anymore. Like, he's a brilliant player, but ideally, if we can get 2 strikers in who actually want to be there, like, Walter Marder has turned down Bayern Munich here. Like, Bayern Munich were going to wait for him for a year, but he said no. He wants to go and play for Newcastle. So, and that's a great move.
We just spoke to Warren Barton about
of course,
that. Well, and he basically just said the same thing. Look, if I don't want to be there. It's no good. The atmosphere, for the good of the club, it's not ideal. Good of the club, move him on. We'll see what happens there with the second striker. Trent Kopp's red-hot tie, says the back page of The Sun. Football has this amazing way of writing its own script.
It does, doesn't it?
It's done it again. Real Madrid go to Anfield in the Champions League. I can't wait. I mean, again... This is popcorn moment.
It's so good, isn't it? I mean, the thing with the Champions League draw was it brought up some bangers, and that was such a good one. You saw that and you were like, okay, that is fantastic. Wow. Yeah. Trent going back to Liverpool. It's not like Liverpool are going to the Bernabeu. No, he's going back to Anfield. And the thing is, he might not even start because Carvajal is starting over him at the moment.
Imagine him having to sit on the bench.
Oh, that's worse, isn't it?
Off the bench is scoring a winner, though.
No, wow. He's got to sit there and listen to abuse, and he can't even do anything. He's just sat on the bench.
He's just sat on the bench.
Rather not go. I'd say to the gaffer, listen, gaffer, if you're not going to play me...
I've got a tight hand. No, he can't do
tight thigh.
If you not want to be sitting at Anfield... When you've left and you've got to sit there and just take abuse for 90 minutes and not play.
He might come off the bench, mate.
Yeah, all right, he might come off the bench. But if you're playing...
might whip one in again, like that corner he did against Barca.
If he scored, that would be something. You'd have to see what the reaction would be.
Got to get on the pitch.
Yeah, he's got to get on the pitch, and that's the thing. So the reports in Spain are already suggesting that Xabi Alonso doesn't really fancy Trent. He thinks Carvajal... And to be fair,
Carvajal's a top player.
He's an absolutely amazing footballer.
Yeah.
He's just come back from an ACL injury, so I think the theory was maybe he's not going to be as good. But, Carvajal for years has been one of the best right-backs in the world. I don't see how defensively certainly he's going to lose anything there.
So, all right. It's going to be interesting. Unrest at Old Trafford. This is a story by Jamie Jackson. It looks like Amorim's coming under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, obviously the result last night is going to do that. But we see this all the time with Manchester United. Every single time the manager, there's some bad results. There's always leaks from the dressing room about... Oh, we don't fancy this. They don't like the tactics. They don't like the man management. it's such a toxic. It's pretty toxic, I think, to be honest, because I don't know how these leaks just keep coming out and out. How's that helping anyone? How's that helping the club? How's that helping the manager? I get it. Amarin is not delivering, and it is probably time for him to maybe move on. You know, you can't ignore the results. But I just think stuff like this proves there's a massive problem beyond any manager at Manchester United, because if it's not going well for a bit, suddenly you get the leaks in the media, and then soon enough, you know, it'd be gone. And you can't get rid of all the players, can you? That's the problem. Like, they've not sold any players this summer. They haven't sold anyone.
Garnacho's the only one they've sold, right?
Yeah.
So far.
Exactly.
And we're, 4 days till the window shuts?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
God almighty. That's just shocking. Spent that amount of money, not brought much money in, but they're...
Good team, though, Grimms.
They are, mate.
They are a good side, you know.
What's on the latest across the talkSPORT website?
To be fair, it's actually the Garnacho story. So £40 million deal agreed. The thing is, the Manchester United try to spin it in this really positive way. So they're saying it's the record sale of an academy graduate, okay? But the players who've gone for more money this summer include Dango Ouattara, Amari Hutchinson, João Felix, Anthony Elanga, Jacob Ramsey. I feel like when you put all of that in a context, and what Garnacho was when he first came through, I think Chelsea getting an absolute bargain in and Manchester United can try and spin it in any way they want, but actually it's Chelsea who are getting the good deal here. And I think we'll look back at this in a year, 2 years' time and go, what a great sign for Chelsea. Because all Garnacho would probably need is to be in a squad of other young players who are going to guide him. He's got a manager who will trust him. And I just think we'll see the best of Garnacho at Chelsea.
He's a good player.
He's a really good player. He's just gone off the boil a bit.
He's got lost, but who hasn't at Man United?
Exactly.
You know, who hasn't? And he's, like you said, he's going into a stable club at the moment with, Club World Champions.
Oh,
Don't
there
you?
we go.
No. No.